and south will always be south. Then, comrade, what's there to talk about? You can't join north with south. What's there to talk about? NDP say, time to get out. What's there to talk about?
WEFM. WhatsApp us or call us at 457-9997. Activated Mornings on WEFM 99.9 is on now.
All right, so we are back with you for another talk segment here on today's Activated Mornings program. In studio, you have Dianna, Cain, and myself, Roleza Samuel. And at this time, we are supposed to be expecting commentary from Kingsley the Freitas. So we're not getting any commentary, but we got a message. Let me see what that message is saying. All right. Kingsley, you are excused this morning. All right. Good morning to Alfred. All right. So there will be no commentary from Kingsley this morning. All right. So it's just us as usual, us women holding it down, because when we can't find the man, we got to do it on our own. All right.
Always been holding it down from the beginning of time.
Listen, we tired enough, man. We tired. I'm going to tell you, we tired, right? We want help. We don't want to have to be doing so many things on our own, but we're not just accepting anything. So maybe this is why we will continue to stay tired.
Let's get serious.
Oh no, we were very serious all along.
Oh no, I said let me get serious. I was just laughing too much.
Oh
no, me.
But is it true? I had a friend who was always like, "You always want to do things by yourself." I said, "Well, when it is,
is this? Why this looking like?"
Yeah. We've been back talking. Your morning, Kingsley.
Morning. I
take it all back, Kingsley. I take it all back. All right, I take it back.
No. Nothing you guys say. I am being referred to as the lowest common denominator by the authority. So don't me, and then he called me a blight. But of course, to let you know that I'm currently engaged. And I can't speak to you with any authority this morning because I'm driving my passenger from the international airport at Target. So I will continue what I plan to speak about tomorrow morning once the flight is on time tomorrow. So just make sure because did Pigeon call this morning?
No, that is why we feel abandoned.
Oh, because somebody asked me about him, but I got from the East and yesterday that he had some difficulties. So I was hoping that he called and full and boy that is actually missing. But I promised you I would have called before if I can't make it, but I did call because I didn't want you to continue the abuse of me this morning.
Good morning to you. And good morning to your passengers as well. All right.
Okay.
All right, have a good one. All right, so we take it back here, folks. It wasn't directed at Kingsley. It was directed to the other men out there, all right? Not even Pigeon, because we don't know what happened to Pigeon, but it's to the other men out there, all right? Just putting that disclaimer, dog. All right, so we have a caller from a man. He's gone? All right. All right, so just to touch on a few things at this time. For those of you who look forward to the floating.
Okay, we have
Anita. All right. Hi, Anita. Good morning.
Alexa, volume down.
Hi, Anita. Morning.
Good morning, ladies. How are you doing? Well, no hungry do this morning. You all porky.
No, we pocky because it's
Listen.
8 o'clock. Check me wrong 9 o'clock. I can tell you.
Well, there's a whole hour we can see what happened there. I'm just saying good morning. I'm listening, and I'm telling you, on my own, I'm client number 3. It's better sometime when we're on our own. You know that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you need a
Sometimes,
little
but oh
help
gosh,
here and
I need
there.
to.
Well, that,
But on the
note I
radio,
said
we want that.
sometime. What you said,
I
Dianna?
was saying yes, but on the radio, we don't want to be alone.
No, but you're not alone.
Yeah, we're
I'm
not
client
alone on the
number
radio.
3.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
You understand?
Mm.
Yes. Good morning, Joshua. Didn't hear you in a couple days. I hope you're well, and Mrs. Richardson and all Mr. Mason and all the others. Too numerous to mention. If I mention, it's the whole alphabet. They know who they are. So, guys, you
Mm.
take care. I'm listening. I'm keeping you company. Okay?
All
Yes,
right.
thank
Take
you.
God's care. We'll
All
talk later.
right, thanks, bye. All right, so I've listened to Dianna. Dianna, yes, there are times when it's better probably to do it on your own, but sometimes you don't always want to be doing it on our own, right? So that's the point I'm making. Morning, Joshua.
Good morning. Good morning. Whatever you guys do not give up.
We don't
Because
have
if I was-
options of giving up, Joshua. That's the problem. We don't have
But I'm telling you,
options.
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. You cannot give up
Mm.
because if God was to place me on an island, okay, say Bermuda, and He gave me 2 things by which to live, it would be my cell phone and a woman.
Your cell phone.
Yeah, my cell phone and a woman. Not necessarily in that order, but
Who are you going to talk to and besides your woman?
well, a fornicator always finds a way.
Oh Lord! All right.
There's just something though on a more serious note. There's been quite a bit of talk about your Prime Minister and his interaction with the spiritual Baptists. Now, I am. There are 2 persons that I admire. They're no friends of mine. Of course, number 1 is President Trump and your Prime Minister. These guys, they say what they mean and they mean what they say. That's the reason. That's the main reason I admire them. I don't care what anybody else thinks. I'm disappointed in the NDP in that they launched an attack on your Prime Minister for his interaction with the spiritual Baptists. But I saw Dr. Friday doing the same thing, except for beating the drums. Maybe the reason he didn't do that is that he doesn't have the rhythm, and he didn't ring the bell either. But Dr. Friday was there whooping it down with a spiritual Baptist lady as well. I'm disappointed in the NDP in that they have backpedaled on a lot of issues. They had those poor people camping out on not Front Street. What's the name of that street? By after the election, when they said they were not going into Parliament, they had all those poor people camping out. They backpedaled on that. They said they were going to stay out of Parliament, and they backpedaled. So how could you trust somebody who's going to abandon you in midstream? At least when I was in high school and we had that big strike, there was a guy named, we call him Saltpo Cummins. He was a senior in grammar school. He made a speech and he ended by saying, "We will fight to the bitter end." And we did, believe it or not. You don't have that today. So the NDP, to steal Dr. Gonzalez's phrase, the NDP is an eternal failure. You have disappointed the people. But all is not lost. The election is up there. Stop fighting on issues that are not important. Man, look, I couldn't care less if Dr. Gonzalez had gone out and kept his spirit. That's a non-issue. So have a great day, Anita. I am all right. I'm all right. I'm here driving Mrs. Richardson crazy as always. That is what makes our relationship enjoyable. So you understand why if I'm abandoned, all I want is a woman and a cell phone. You guys get the message now?
No, it should just be woman and food. I know you're going with a cell phone.
Well, you have to be a fornicator in order to understand
All
that.
right, I'm not a fornicator.
Have a great
Bye, Joshua.
have a great day.
You too. All right. Yeah, that bit by Joshua, I have no comments on it, right? I was telling somebody that recently that I can't wait for the election date to be announced. I can't wait for elections to be held, but we never stop in SVG. So even directly after the results have been announced, we back in it again.
Yep.
There is never a lull. There is never a quiet period. It's just always going and going and going. And I don't know how people find the strength to have these type of conversations all the time. I just don't have it. I really just don't have it. All right. All right. Good morning to George. Yes, George, I see you back in Puerto Rico. I noticed you said somewhere that you're back home. I thought it was Vinci, but good morning to you for being back in Puerto Rico, right? And the other persons on the live. All right. So let's just very, very quickly touch on two things. For those of you who love to read, those of you who enjoy reading and reading diverse types of books, the Logos Hope is back. All right. It will be back from June the 5th to the 15th. All right. So the Logos Hope, I'm reading this from One News. So the Logos Hope, what am I reading? Okay, Logos Hope's On Board Book Fair offers an expanded selection of 5,000 different titles of books at affordable price. They cover a wide range of subjects, including science, sports, hobbies, cookery, arts, medicine, languages, and faith, with children titles, academic texts, dictionaries, atlases. People need to get more atlases. Anyhow, and the book fair is something the whole family can enjoy. All right. So just to note that they will be open on Tuesdays through Saturdays from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. and on Sundays from 1 p.m. to 10 p.m. All right. And the cost for entrance is $3 per person. The fee is entrance is for people under 12 and over 65. This fee entrance for people under, okay, something seems wrong. But anyway, the entrance fee is $3 per person. All right. So for those of you who always look forward with anticipation to the Logos Hope coming, it will be back. And, we always talk about encouraging persons, especially children, to read, to take them off of their devices. So this is one of those ways that you can allow your children to have the options of maybe selecting their own books, see what it is that they may have an interest in, and get them more involved in reading, because that is something that, with the devices, yes, they can have the opportunity to read, but once there is video content, I think many persons choose to go to video content as opposed to reading. And we have to note that reading not only helps to improve your vocabulary, your diction, but it also helps with you. Your thing just gone straight up my head. Your critical thinking skills as well, because when you see something, you're able to figure out or try to analyze or try to sometimes learn more. How many times have you started reading something, you come across a word that you don't know, you go and you look it up? How many times you come across a situation that you might not have been aware of, and you go to Google to find out more information? All right. So let's encourage our children to read more so that we can improve the various skills that I spoke about before. Think?
Oh, it's my favorite board, so I'm really happy that Logos is coming. But just take my money and thing, but I don't mind spending my money there on those books. But I love that board, and you listed some of the benefits of reading. I just want to add to that, we must read in order to get important information. I know we have the whole technology thing, or the advancement of technology at this point, and we rely on ChatGPT, Google, and everything to give us answers, but books, for me, books will always be important. And I understand that we're using up the trees. We're using up the trees when we're continuing to print books, to get our paper and so on. But for me, books cannot ever go out of style. You must always be able to read a book and know where you can get information in a book, just in case the internet is gone and you no longer have that with you.
And one of the things is the smell of a book. Like one of your favorite senses, opening a book. Come on. Y'all think perfume smells really nice? Open a book. That is one of the other things as well. So nothing like a fresh book. And
now I want to smell one.
And one of the things as well to remember, so sometimes we're thinking of gifts that we could get for children, etc. When you have these opportunities where you have let's say the Logos is coming, you're able to buy books that you may not, you don't have to order through Amazon. Yes, I know that there are a lot of bookstores here in SVG, and I'm hoping that the bookstores, the actual physical bookstores, they still get patronized by persons. But now you have the other opportunity to get other books that may be of interest, that and allow your child to select the books and say, okay, well, this is what you give them some money. Let them go and spend some money on buying some books. All right. So let's all encourage reading. And how I'm always talking. Okay, all right, go ahead.
Volume down.
All right. Hi, Anita.
Yes, give me 1 minute, please. Roleza, you don't have to butt in. No comment. This one is for Joshua. Joshua, you forget one thing. Men who can't do anything and can't get anything done always find time to criticize. Man who can do and who gets it done. Rather than spending the time to do what they can, they spend time criticizing. Okay, Joshua, we'll continue our marathon after 10 o'clock. Roleza, no comment.
I'm not saying one thing. Right. Not saying one thing. All right.
All right. So that's it.
No, I was trying to edit something.
Oh. All right. And Joshua Joshua just sent a very so he sent here, if you want to hide something from a black man, put it in a book. That is something that has been said. And I think somebody even localized it by saying, if you want to hide anything from Vincent Chance, put it in a book. It's basically to say, well, at least for Joshua's statement, which is the one I heard first, that was to say that black people don't read, which is not 100% true, but it is something that most of us indeed don't do. And trust me, a lot of information is hidden in books. Yeah.
Yeah. And
a lot.
Yeah. And I sometimes wonder how much. I know that when I was in primary school, this was a very, very long time ago, but there was after lunch at St. Mary's. I think it was after lunch. We used to have the opportunity. I think it was to read. I don't think it was to nap.
I think it's that, because I read it. So I think I had that in primary school as well. Yes.
Directly after lunch for maybe a half an hour or something, you were encouraged to bring a book and you were to read. So I wonder how many schools still have that happening. And our reading clubs are encouraged in school. You can do this whole swapping a book and everybody exchanging books. I know that was one thing. There was this young lady in secondary school. She had a set of books, she had the whole volume, the Babysitter's Club. Ooh. Man, I used to just be borrowing those books from her and just reading those like dust. And I was just so happy that her mother bought her these books so that I could get to read them. But yeah, it's these are the things promoted and encouraged in schools, and particularly among students. You just exchange a book. I'd be like, oh, Dianna, this is a really great book. Have a read of it. And Dianna reads another book and she gives it to me, or she lends it to me. We need to be able to encourage and promote that among our children. All right, so. All right, and with that, we are heading on out of this segment, and the time here at SVG, it is 8:02, and our time check came to you with the compliments of the New Haven Funeral Home.
Death is a